Hey Tribe, welcome to our first ever retreat rundown.
So we've just come back from Spain, haven't we?
Yeah, so we've got a full retreat to run down on. So much happened. So much gorgeous things happened.
It was such a gorgeous, gorgeous group, wasn't it?
Yeah, we absolutely loved this trip. So
They
we have so
were
much to speak about.
so well suited.
Yeah, we can't cope with how well the group just bonded, because obviously how it works, we send a form out to everyone before they come. We try and get to know them as much as we can, but how much can you write on a form, really? You can't.
And some people obviously have got more time to write more on a form.
Yeah, they might just fill it in dead quick.
And some people hold back a little bit. But when you actually sat there around the table, getting to know everybody, it's not as daunting as that, by the way, if you're wondering, because...
No, I think that's a good place to start.
Why?
Because I think it was quite important on this trip. It sticks in my mind of how, obviously we'll go deeper into how the trip went, but you'll visualise it now. You were there. We're sat around this table in our gorgeous Spain villa that we've been to before. Everyone sits down. We had the lovely passports laid out for them. And obviously it's the first time you're meeting people for the first time, and you've been travelling. It's a lot. It's quite overwhelming. But I found it interesting because we just go, we're going to introduce ourselves, and we try not to make it awkward, but we don't
want to call it
ourselves.
like an icebreaker where it's
You
like
have
your
to say
first day
something.
of college and everyone's stood up going like, and it's one of them where you like throw the ball at someone, you've got to say like, we've all got that trauma from like a kids club when we were little. It's not like that. It just gives everyone a chance to say like what their name is, what they do, maybe why they've booked on. Some people give us like 2 sentences and we're like, smile and move on. Like, that's absolutely fine because we know we'll find out more.
Yeah, we will
Whereas
find out
some
more.
people, in fact, you made a real good point. You were like, please open up. Don't feel like you can't.
Yeah.
This is, we're only here for 3 days. Get it all out.
Yeah.
And
be honest with yourself, because I said a lot of people go in closed off, and I do it as well, because you think, well, I'm not that bad. I don't have problems that are going on that are bad.
I think I'd have felt the same though.
Yeah, and I would have as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we did this time, basically. We said to people, you're in this space. You've came here for whatever reason that may be. Be open to everything we throw you, because we obviously have our prompts and our workshops, which prompt you to like think about things a little bit more than you would normally. And we did say that from the off this time, didn't we? And straight away, a few, mainly 1 or 2, opened up from the start, and I loved it. You know what I'm talking about? She was like, I'm going to get my cards on the table, why I'm here, because that's why I'm here. And she was really emotional.
I know what I'm thinking now, where she was sat around the table, she did us a massive favour because she opened up, and then the girl next to her
opened
who
up,
went
so
last,
that should have happened a bit
she
earlier.
then opened up. So I think, going forward from the fair, we need to know who's got the most to say next time. Like,
we
get
never
it all
know,
out.
though, would we?
You never know, but there'll always be someone that's happy to go first.
Yeah, she opened up, and then the girl next to her opened up massively as well, and they got quite emotional. They'd never met before, by the way.
Well, I think they had actually, because they all came on the transfer together, they actually had quite a bit in common, because their background, their job was...
They were both nurses, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they had that to bond over, which is so nice. But I think the main girl, that's not what I mean. The woman who opened up a lot, she had been through a lot, and hers was quite more trauma.
Which we did know a little bit about before she came, because she emailed us to say, is it appropriate for me to be coming to this retreat?
Nice.
And we were like, this is just what you need.
Yeah.
And when she first sat down, she was like visibly nervous. And then by the end,
a different
oh my God, the difference was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, so because this is the retreat rundown, we'll never name names, but and the girls we meet with mind us sharing anyway. But her situation was quite traumatic anyway, relationship and, a loss as well, which a lot of people can relate to. She had that all happen over a close period of time.
Yeah.
And it closed her off completely to the world, and seeing a positive future, and made her feel in quite a dark place. And she hadn't left the country for over 4 years, wasn't it?
But she was a proper adventure girly before.
Proper adventure girly, loved, she always got up at 5 a.m, had a coffee, that's who she was. But these events in her life had
ruined
that, pulled her back from being
adventure.
her true self, and lost the hope in a way. And she knew it was a big thing to come, and she said to us, you know, I was this close from not coming, like this close from not getting on the plane. And she was like, now I'm here.
Make a point though as well. We always say about the little things that happen to us on retreat. And she said her alarm went that morning.
Oh yeah.
She got up, got a suitcase, just made it outside. She was so nervous to be coming.
Yeah, and then the taxi.
And then the taxi driver was a woman, which could be different in every area, but it's
quite rare.
Yeah, nowhere near as common as
No.
to have a man, really. And she had a woman taxi driver, and she was able to like let it all out in the taxi. And the taxi woman started off her retreat journey perfectly, because she was like,
"Go,
you're going,
yeah,
you're getting on that plane,
and you're going, fine.
and you're going to be fine."
And how nice is that?
And that just must have set the scene for her.
It's like her movie, like she was the main character, and this was her movie.
It reminds me of The Holiday.
Yeah, she was in a little car, and she's like, beep, 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 off we go. But yeah, she said it started like that, and she thought maybe if that would have been traumatic, like something happened in the taxi that, you know, happens a lot. I'm sure she texted me the other night saying she didn't have a very nice experience in a taxi, and, you know, it can happen. But she had the best that could have happened, and it got her on the plane, and then it got her to us. She opened up straight away, was like really emotional. Everyone was instantly there for her, welcoming, and like, I think it shocked a lot of them to be like, you know, no, this is what it can be about. People are going to be opening up to me here. And I think from then on, they were all had such a close bond, didn't they? And it was a mix in ages, and it was so nice to see these friendships happen. We just left them to it, and like, they were hugging. It was like they were family, wasn't it, the whole time? And those bonds happened quite quick. And I wonder how many of them, when they were at home, were thinking, what if I don't get on with anyone? Because a few of them probably were thinking that, weren't they?
Yeah.
And there was, 8? Every single one of them got on well.
Yeah.
With us as well. Our bezies.
It was a really gorgeous group.
Yeah, so nice. And, you know, everyone's situations are very different. We have spoken about it as well. We had a younger girl there, she was 21, and she opened up probably the least on that table, didn't she?
She didn't have... I don't think she realised how much she had to come out. I don't think she kept it in.
Intentionally, yeah.
And the same for a couple of others. I don't think they kept it in thinking, I'm not ready to share.
Yeah.
I think it was like, I don't think I've got anything to say.
No.
And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's a lot more in here that like maybe I've not thought about, or I've just been keeping down.
Yeah.
And then it was like all started to unravel, and it was like, oh, actually, gonna do this.
Yeah, so basically in them one situation, there was, say, we have a lot of relationship things, don't we? So one of the girls was like, she'd broken up with a long-term partner, and, you know, it was just the situation that they kind of like fell out of love, and which is very common as well, and still very hard. So this was her first trip on her own. She thought, you know, this is what I want to do with my life now. I want to meet people, I want to travel. And then I think the girl was speaking about, she was younger than her and saw a lot of herself in that other situation,
and she maybe didn't want to get stuck in a situation where she was, you know, she'd got to this point with him where she was like in a house with him, or like maybe with kids or whatever, when really she needed to be free.
Yeah. And she wanted to be on her own, and that's what she wanted. And you know, a big decision to make when you get home, and that's not in the description.
No.
But if that comes out when you're there, you know, we will be there to support you, and 100%. We are a girl gang, so afterwards everyone's been chatting away in the chat, haven't they?
Yeah.
So what did we get up to? We did our yoga Pilates, we
really stuck to the structure.
Stuck to our structure.
However, did add a little special.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh my god, we need to speak about this.
Yeah.
So
well, go on, that was yours, wasn't it? So.
Oh, I'm not even speaking about that. I know what you're thinking. But
oh no, we're not on about the same thing.
We're not thinking about the same thing. I am speaking about when me and you went for food.
Yeah, no, I mean the next day, you were gonna do, you know, have like a one-on-one PT session.
Oh yeah.
With everybody, you know, like a 20-minute session to see where everyone was up to, it, like how you could help them reach their goals and something like that. And then because the group got on so well, it was like, well, let's do it all together. So you had you went for a hike.
Went for a walk, a hike.
Came back and then went straight into a full hit session.
Yeah.
It was the most energy.
The vibes were just...
The vibes were something else.
Yeah, I actually texted Adam and I was like, the highest energy I've had in a while. In like,
I've never seen anything like that.
No, because say one of the girls, she didn't want to do it, but she was still there at the side.
Yeah, so I stayed,
with Emily.
I was there anyway because when you went for the walk, obviously we did all the food ourselves this time. So I was like, prep, banana bread. So I was doing all that, and then when I came outside, I couldn't believe
the energy.
I've never seen anything like it.
No. So we basically, what I was going to do was like, you know, if anyone wants a PT session, I'll give you a PT session. And then I just said to them, well, I'll probably do it like small group of, say, because I thought maybe 3 of them out of the 8 would maybe want to do it because they were maybe into the gym at home. And they were all like, I'll give it a go. So I did like a full session. What I'd do, started with Pilates and then did like, if you do them in the gym, I did like a pyramid workout where it was like intense. They did all the reps. And they all, even if they didn't normally do it, just went for it, was cheering each other on, going in partners, and the energy was just...
It was hot as well, but you wouldn't...
But you wouldn't have thought it. That banana bread saved the day after.
Everyone was in the tribe colours.
Oh, it was just...
unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so good.
So it is, you don't have to do that when you come, but I feel like you end up doing things that you wouldn't normally do if you've got the right people around.
The girl who
just
didn't
like,
do it was literally like the biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, and she was kind of looking a bit like... Because I think she thought, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But then we were looking at each other and I was thinking, I think she could have done it. So I think she came again,
got,
she would have given it a go.
An injury, and it was maybe a little bit more like, what if that did make that way? You know, there was a reason why.
True.
But
sometimes we've got to pull back.
Yeah, the vibes were high.
Yeah, but then we had, we do a lot of self-love. I think that is key for us on there, and we spoke about that last time, but we did it. This time in the villa, we liked to use the whole villa, didn't we?
We dotted ourselves around the villa.
We only used one spot last time, and this time we pulled out like 7 different areas.
I don't know how we did it.
Like,
so we never ever did yoga where we did it last time because it was like moving the table back and forth, and we were like, no, the table looks absolutely unreal. The table's staying exactly where it is. So we did our morning meditation overlooking the sunrise. Gorgeous. We did our workout by the pool.
Yeah.
Moved the lounges onto the grass.
Yeah.
The lounges were like stayed on the grass then. So
Workout
we had our
in the grass.
workout area. Our Pilates and yoga area was by the pool. Workout area was on the grass by like the outdoor bar bit.
Just suited the green hats to a T.
Self-love was around the corner in the shade. We needed the shade at that point.
Yeah, it was hot.
And then the closing ceremony was up on the balcony.
Yeah. So when we did the self-love one, and it's just good for... We kind of tried to keep it quite realistic in terms of... I think a lot of us struggle with self-love because it's very up and down as a woman, especially. Like, you can learn to love yourself more, and it definitely helps, but it's being aware of the triggers, I think, a lot. And I think we try and write a little speech anyway, and everyone lies there and takes it in. But one of the girls was like, basically it's quite emotional because our music is quite emotional.
It's quite hard for us as well because, you know, we've got this speech, but we've also got the music on, and that like you might have like the background noise of like, I don't know, like the wind in the trees or whatever, and we're thinking, can they even hear?
Yeah.
Are they comfy?
Yeah.
Are their minds gone? Are they thinking, I'm itchy and biting my leg? You know, there's so many things to think about. Like we're like thinking, you know, and then it's when you start to see a little tear that you think they can hear.
Yeah. So at this one we heard like, you know, when you're crying and you find, because it's just like tears seep out, we can see them. So bearing in mind, I'm reading this speech and I always cry, don't I?
We like a tear though.
Yeah, we do.
Because sometimes it's built
deep,
up
though, and it's
to that point.
Lovely.
Whereas you've been with us by this point for like 48 hours. It's like
48 hours. It's like Love Island hours in this villa.
You've been with us
where they fall in love.
Non-stop, like laughter, fun, but deep.
Yeah.
You're the most open you've ever been, ever. Everyone knows everything about you by this point. And then this speech is just... And then when like a tear goes, it's like everyone can sense it.
Yeah, well, one of the girls had, like, when I was saying, she had a tear. And then, you know, you're crying, but then a little comes out, like a... I'm crying. And I heard it, obviously, but then it was so nice because the girl next to her, this is when I cried. If you are watching this, I cried. So then one of the girls went like this and grabbed her arm because she was crying as well. So then I saw this and just
then the tissues
crumbled.
were getting passed around.
Oh, it was just emotional. But nice, emotional, not sad, just kind of a realisation of
but like a
there's
release.
so much love, yeah.
Like in a safe space. It sounds really hippy and I'm aware that like it sounds probably more hippie than it is because it's not like that.
No.
And it's not forced.
It's natural.
It's just like a release, and not everyone cries.
No, when you don't have to cry.
But you can feel the like
the release of
the love and like acceptance
and a lot of like, oh yeah, that is me. And I need to be kinder to myself because I deserve it. And a lot of these people around me, because we do a thing and we say, can you write some nice things about yourself and then write them about each other? And someone there was like, I just can't write these nice things about myself. And then she just said at the end, she was like, I just can't believe how many nice things has been said about me and who I am and them things, even though she felt like she still felt at the end she wasn't ready to write them herself, didn't she? Because it's a journey.
She did give us a couple.
She gave us a couple.
And like
of little
WhatsApp her later asking for
and
another.
can we have another one? And she progressed loads, but it was kind of like, I'm this step now. And she was like, I actually do believe these things, that because it's been said so many times, people get to know your face value and think, and they see some of the words that people write are just so nice because we get them written about us as well. And some of the things you say, you're like, oh, that's such a nice way to put that. And it's not about how you look. It's just about your nature and how you've been. Or maybe about how you look because you deserve that as well. But there's a lot of nice things about just people's nature and their personality and kindness, isn't it? Really, you forget how important just being kind.
I feel like if you were coming on a retreat and you might be listening to this thinking, oh God, what on earth would I write about the person next to me? But you just, when you're there, it's different. Because you just know. And it's not like, you've got nice hair.
Yeah, it's not like that. Just trust us and just come along to one and we can explain.
You know, you're not just sat next to someone for an hour and you've got to say, you know, like some nice things. It's like, it could be like a quote that's made that, you know, will give them that boost and that they need to hear.
Well, I've seen people when you're there, and I wrote it on her card actually, how much of how aware she was of other people's feelings and emotions, and a proper empath basically. And that was something I said was nice about her, because I'd see her, you know, be very responsive to, and I say to you, I feel like I'm like that, very responsive to people's energy shift or change, or where they're going to be upset, or, you know, you can see that they're in a situation where people forget that that's not what's the word, not sensitive to maybe what they've been through, but you don't think it because you've only just met them. And she'd be so aware and so sensitive and there and caring for someone else. I was like, that's such a nice nature. But I think it was good for people to be there for other people as well. It gives you a fulfilling feeling, doesn't it? So you're like, oh my God, I didn't realise I could guide someone in their path in this way. So there's so many edges to it. It's not all about you delving deep into all your problems. You might be able to help someone through something they're going through because you've been through it before, or you can sense something's off.
Yeah, definitely. But as well as the deep side.
Yeah. We had a laugh.
Oh my God, the TikTok.
We spoke about the room in the last podcast.
Yeah, you know, the podium bath. The podium.
So we actually let two of the guests
get in the bath
to make a TikTok. So go over to our TikTok. They did like a Sharpay.
I can't even remember how it came up. I think they were calling each other Sharpay and Ryan or something like that.
She started singing it because it's like
fabulous,
and it's set by the pool. And then obviously I always have, like, I do the TikTok videos and stuff. So they said that, and I was like,
do you want to do a video?
Wait a minute. I would really like a video.
Well, we were crying because they did it take.
Yeah, like not multiple takes. She means she got it in the first take.
Yeah, and then it was like onto the next, and we were crying when it couldn't have been more perfectly like
set up,
in sync.
Please watch it. Go and watch it.
It's the funniest video. Then it was like we were directing, like, you go over there, then you go over there, then you go, and then when she's in the spa, she's in the bath and the podium.
Yeah, and please remember, there's 6 other people there who wouldn't even dare. They would like be like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, one of them was just like reading a book, and the other one was like on the phone to her sister, or it just, these two were just like, I got on so well. They all did, but like they were just having like a laugh together. We'll have to see if we can put this picture on of the cucumbers on the eyes. Oh my god, if we can, we'll put it on because it's so funny.
It's so funny, and we did have a giggle, didn't we?
It was so
Even
funny.
when we went out for that meal, we had a giggle, but that's what I was gonna. This is what I was saying before.
Okay, yeah,
I thought you were gonna say that.
No.
So normally, I want to be in bed for 9. At this point, it's like 7:45 on the first night. We've been shopping. We've been busy all day. We flew this day as well on an early flight.
It was early, yeah.
But we had all the shopping and we were like, I don't want to break into this food really because we need it all for the retreat, and cooking at that time. It's just like, no, but then you
Not really the cooking, but the cleaning.
The cleaning, and just, we were just like, I'd just like to be cooked for, but then there was nothing around there, was there? We're in the little Fiat, and it's like off a film. Beep, beep. Little sign for one restaurant that wasn't there last year.
I'm talking down the hill from
where
the
we
villa.
are. 2 minutes walk.
Oh, a 2-minute walk.
Yeah. So we think, should we just try there? Went in, and it was stunning, pink sky.
Well, we get in the car to go there. We get stopped at the bottom of the drive by a load of goats.
Yeah, well, that's in the vlog, isn't it?
Oh, with the little bells on, like trotting past.
We're like, what is going on?
We were like, oh my god, like it was the cutest thing ever, wasn't it?
We are in like a little movie sometimes when we're there.
Literally, go around the corner and up the other driveway, come into this restaurant, and we're like, this is a wedding venue.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
This is potentially the wedding venue.
Well, the funny thing is, we didn't really say it there, did we?
I was thinking it though.
You were thinking it, I wasn't. We were there, and I did think, oh, it's gorgeous and stuff. And we ended up taking the guests the second night. We thought we'll use our budget to take them out for a nice meal because we liked it so much, and we thought it's a nice surprise. We surprised them, didn't we, on the second night? And I got home, and it was 2 nights after I got home, I was laying in bed next to Adam, and I just went, it was actually one of them moments you go, I literally went, and he went, what? And I was like, that place that I went for food, like, we could just get married there. And he's just not bothered. He's just like, he thinks he's done his proposal, so he doesn't have to do an hour's work ever again. His whole life, apparently. But I just thought, I didn't want to stress about finding somewhere, and it was just so simply
It couldn't
gorgeous,
be more perfect.
I thought, easy.
You
for
couldn't
everyone to
ask us the
to.
name of it, got no idea. But
I just think, I'm going to get married there, keep it simple. I always wanted to get married in Greece, but then I thought, I'm not about, we do these events all the time, don't we? So I don't want to put stress on me planning a big event, or because people say it's quite stressful, don't they? And I think I want that to be the opposite.
No, but your family and friends could go there for a weekend, and they wouldn't be exhausted because it's only like a 3-hour flight, 2-hour flight.
It's like 25 minutes from the airport. So I thought, and my grandma and stuff, she could go there. So I think, if the treats have to happen, like, if I do get married there, obviously, but if I get married there, that's because that night.
So we sat down and we had the most amazing potatoes I've ever had and all.
I could eat them so bad right now.
They were so nice, weren't they? The food was
unbelievable. Oh yeah. I was just like, what? No, the guy. It was so quiet. There was no one in there.
Wasn't he?
He was like really confident, like really nice. And
not like edging on cocky, like.
Yeah, and then
it was like,
woke him up.
Like bifold doors, but it was almost like on like not like a conservatory, but the glass is like a little bit shaky. It wasn't like, it's not fully secure.
The whole window is glass, but it's like some of it you can open and stuff. I don't really know.
It's definitely like a marquee vibe, but like more structured.
Yeah.
But not as.
We're overthinking this.
Basically, but it's because he walked into it, but it was shaking. It wasn't like it was like full glass and he hurt himself.
He walked into it, and you weren't looking at it.
No, but I just heard it, and I saw him walk back, and his face.
I saw his face squished up against the glass. Like, that's how much I saw it, and I was just like,
his face made a mark.
Like, no one was laughing. And he went, you can laugh now, and I was just like crying, wasn't I?
He had to go back and wipe his face off.
His face smudged. Literally wiped it off.
I
I was like, that's when I was like, this is where I'm getting married.
It's like, he didn't like really hurt himself. That would have been tragic. But like, he actually...
He was actually, I think he was absolutely mortified, wasn't he? He was so embarrassed. But
so were we, though.
So were we, because sometimes I feel bad when you see stuff like that.
You didn't go...
I was like, you know, you can't laugh because I'm not a nasty person. Like, I wouldn't want to make someone feel bad, but I couldn't not laugh. Oh, I feel really bad. I was going to say, if he listens to us, but he's definitely not listening to
He'll
us.
be the one going, do you take Adam to be...
Yeah, no, don't say that. Imagine if it's that. Oh, well, that would be a story to tell. Throw that funny. in the vows as well.
It just couldn't have been more perfect though. So yeah, we went out for dinner, which we probably won't do every single retreat, but the way things worked out this time, we had a little bit more budget.
We are very go with the flow. I think that sums it up a little bit. Not go with the flow because everything was organised. That was actually an extra. But we just thought, you know, it's nice. We like to treat our girls. So, and they really enjoyed it, didn't they? I felt like we were on like a little proper girls trip.
Girls trip. It felt like that, but in like... the best way. There wasn't like a Hindu vibe, like a...
Oh, no.
You know, it wasn't that way, but it was just... There was the moments of, like, calm and the moments of, like, real, like, deep conversation and, like, manifesting self-love, but then there was also the really light, like, funny...
Yeah, such a balance of, like, everything. And we went home really light as well, didn't we?
We went home feeling, like, so good.
Like... the high we get from these retreats is something I actually say, we speak about, I actually struggle with it a little bit because it's so high. I know. That, like, my life is actually lovely at home, like it is, but sometimes it's so high that it makes normal life, like, just not compare to this high that you get. So it's actually hard managing that because you take these people through such a journey and finish it on such a high with so much love. And I say it to him all the time, which is a bit hippy dippy and deep, even though we keep saying it, but it's probably the most side of me that I think it is how much susceptible to people's energy I feel like I am. Like, if people are sad, I can feel it. When people are happy, like, when people are pregnant, I sometimes feel like I can feel it, but like, I just feel like I can feel this, like, energy. So sometimes when it's that high, I feel like I've got no high left for a good... You are, say a week later, you do hit like a little bit of a slump, don't you?
Yeah, I always feel like you don't really, but I don't know what happens with my body, but after I get home,
shuts down.
Like, it shuts down. And I was listening to it was on like the Diary of the CEO, where apparently these CEOs like dead at me with the comparison, but like will go on holiday and they get really ill on holiday, and I think that's where it's like,
no, but it will be the same, because just because they're talking like millions of pounds doesn't make the stress any different.
No, but and like I think it's the same for teachers as well. Like, you might hear like teachers always get ill in half term and holidays because they're like allowed to be ill. They're allowed a minute, and like it's almost the same. Like, when you get back, it's like, and like I'll always come back and like lose my voice or like be really ill for like a couple of days.
I was ill before, wasn't I? And then so you, I think, after, but
it's just the energy that like we want to build it so much that it's like the most amazing experience for everyone, that it's then the most amazing experience for us as well. And then when we're home and we're like, oh God, like, reality.
I've got to put the washing on now. Pick up dog poo. And it's like, it's just not the same.
I didn't do that job.
Well, my dog's poos are like this big, so yours are a little bit different. She's got like a big, massive, giant dog. So
imagine rocks.
It's not the same. I would never. But yeah, I feel like for us, that was probably one of our most successful trips, I feel like. So say, for example, every single one of them come back to Liverpool? They are.
Yeah.
Every single one of them has booked on for our Liverpool event to meet back up. And actually in Spain, 4 of them stayed out in Spain together, didn't they?
Yeah.
Went shopping, went on a night out. So a lot of people do extend the trip. So if you come with us, you could, like, because most of our trips will only ever be 3 nights, but you don't need to see it as like, oh, you know, it's only 3 nights and I've got to fly to wherever. You could do another 4 nights of travelling or whatever. It's a travelling trip. It's all about
our previous Spain group also came to Manchester last time. Southport, so
they met up as well, so it's quite common.
It's really, really nice that they meet up, actually. I think they're coming to Manchester as well.
Yeah, so we'll see them again, and then maybe they'll meet this group, and then they might make friends. It's just wild. It's honestly insane.
Tribe was...
But then 2 of them are coming to Croatia
what's
as
the
well.
word when the tribe mixes?
Yeah, I don't know. But the whole thing's the tribe. Like, This tribe's going to be so big. It's big already.
We love the tribe.
We love the tribe. But thank you guys for our first retreat rundown.
Yeah.
Next retreat rundown will be Cumbria.
So Cumbria is actually coming up this weekend.
Yeah. Ready to go. We've got exciting surprises, so we can't say it on this. But
we're not saying it yet.
Because it hasn't happened yet. But very exciting, very wholesome. October. We're in our jumpers now, repping the vibe. So yeah, it's going to be unreal. And this is what you're going to get every month, a complete rundown on the retreats.
Yeah, as well as much more. So
much more. So
thank you so much for subscribing and joining us.
And we will see you next month.